Today we've got an issue with this side wall. This is a west facing wall, and as you can see, some of the siding has peeled away from the wind. So we got to get up here and correct it. It's a little bit of a unique situation though, because we've got a sloped roof right here. So I've got to lean my ladder up against there. I mean, even back in my Secret Service days, we weren't even allowed to get on roofs that were this sloped. But overall, I think the boards themselves are still in really good shape. I don't think we're going to have to replace many of them, if any. I do have more if we need to. This, I believe, is a Western red cedar, and it has that bead detail in it at the bottom of each piece of siding. You can see they've got a nailing strip going vertical that all these get nailed to. What that does is it creates a air pocket back there so this thing can breathe. If water gets back there between the siding and the zip board, it can fall to the bottom, hit this little thing right here, this little pitch, go down the standing seam metal roof, and just drain off and really just air out back there. So really interesting design. And then one other thing that's really cool, you'll notice these gable end returns right here. These are done properly, guys. This is how these are supposed to look. No pork chop ends. This is where your moldings wrap around back into the gable end and they pitch up into the gable end. So really, really sweet details on this house. This wood shingled roof. I mean, this thing is beautiful. All right, Biden, I got him in my sights. You ready?
Go, you know the thing. Oh, that's the wind.
And that's the reason we're up here.
Get that?
Yeah.
He doesn't have,
like over there.
there's no nails on any of this.
Over there, right?
So that is the issue.
They missed, oh, right here. I got some on this one. I have nothing on this whole row here.
Yeah, you can see there's nothing. There's not a nail hole in sight right here.
There was nothing hold this one.
And this is the exact location you need to be nailing in the meat of this siding. I think what they were doing, they were just nailing up here to try to hide it so they didn't have to fill in the nail holes. But you kind of have to. The wind catches that, it's going to do exactly what it did. Look how loose that is. So our goal is to kind of cut all the nails out that are there. Here's some of the other pieces of the previous siding that ripped. So we've got to get all that junk out of there and then replace these boards here. And I think he may have the boards here. And we'll see if those original ones are good because they're already painted. So if I take a pry bar like this, slide it up under the siding here, there's nothing here. So really what we're gonna do, and we've already talked to the homeowner about this, we're gonna come back through and like nail all of these, just especially the ones of course that aren't nailed. We're gonna nail all of them in this meatier part right here. It's gonna make more work for the painter, but that's the right way to do it. So we may have to get up even higher up there to get nailing. But no, look, what's weird, there is a nail hole right here. You see that?
Yeah, I see that.
There's one there, here. It's really like, maybe they did it right, they just didn't do it in this section where it blew off. Because you'd kind of expect it to be more ripped off at the top, being higher anyways. So we'll look at what boards we need to nail off, but that is our issue. So here's the old original, so we will be replacing some of this. You can see how it's all broken off and uneven at the top side. So when that wind came up, it just snapped it and broke where it broke. Because this stuff, cedar's already a, you know, kind of a fragile wood, really good outside, but it's super thin at the top. The siding has a taper to it, like most sidings. But yeah, that's definitely not reusable.
Right here.
Let's go 130 plus. 130 plus. So I'm sanding this siding down because the profile we have is a little bit different. I don't think you're gonna see it up there, but our bead wasn't as rounded over as the original. So I'm kind of rounding that down by hand, just sanding it with my little surf prep here. And then I'm just kind of making the face of this a little bit more clean. This siding, you can use it this way with the smooth side and the bead, or this way where it's just rough and no bead. So I'm just kind of rounding that over, and that looks good to me. So we are going to go ahead and send this one up. On the next one, we actually don't have a piece that's long enough, so we're going to have a joint on that second measurement we took. But this stuff's a little unique for the lumber yard we use. They don't have a lot of it, so we're kind of using what little bit they did have, because we know we're not going to order a truckload when we have this repair. So with that, I'll send him up this piece. This one's ready to go.
Still missing the hammer. Hopefully I don't need it, right?
Fix it in.
Was this, okay, I see. I need to get it underneath this one.
I'm good right there.
Okay, let me get mine.
Too much, or it's okay?
No, it's perfect.
It's sliding.
Okay, you're almost there. I'm glad we got those 2x4s there.
Oh, it's
You're hitting
so
on
weird.
the other side. Okay, that's good.
I hate that feeling. It's a weird feeling.
The next one. And again. And then one more time, if you could reach down.
You can see the paint line where it goes.
Okay.
So you're good there?
Yep.
Where's my other one? Right here.
Go up above and get that row.
Okay. Oh, you want to do it and I'll measure this last piece?
Yeah.
67 and 1/8. 67 and 1/8. I'm in.
Thanks. Oh, you get that thing of some people either.
Where is it at? Right here. This should last a very long time now. You see where we're nailing, you can really see it on the white boards. We're nailing in that meatier part. That's exactly where it should have been nailed, and it is nailed most of the parts on this siding, but again, just in some areas they didn't, and that was the consequence of it. Just ripped off completely. But this should hold now. We're just gonna go around this whole area, since the painters are gonna have to dress this whole area anyways. Just shoot it off. They can fill in our holes, respray, and be done with it. Oh, there's a little bit loose right here. Found one. And then we're gonna shoot it right there. Another thing I recommend for nailing this stuff is not to use a 18, which is what they used. We're using 15 gauge, 2.5 inch. 2.5 is probably maybe a little bit overkill, but it'll be fine. But the 18 gauge is definitely a little too weak for something like this. You want to get a good grab and a good bite. So when we're finding these, that's what we're going back with, is the 15 gauge. So this repair is pretty much done. All we have to do now is pretty much clean up the area. And, dude, hey, watch out.
You okay?
You gotta aim that.
Ricochet.